This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, March the 11th, is a active player in the NBA for the LA Lakers. I know it's not LeBron. This guy is an icon for the Lakers after spending so many years with New Orleans. And heck, he's won an NBA title with the Lakers and is the best number 2 guy around, behind LeBron on the squad. He was number 3 for the Lakers. His name is Anthony Davis, who's now 31 years old. Anthony Davis was born and raised in Chicago. And he knew he could shoot threes from the corner. He was 6 feet tall at high school in his freshman year. But by his junior season, he was 6 foot 8 inches. So he had an 8-inch spurt in 2 years and all that. Anyway, Anthony Davis decided to commit verbally to Kentucky over DePaul, Ohio State, and Syracuse. And he was the number 1 rated player in the national class of 2011. And all that. There were reports from a Chicago newspaper that his father asked Kentucky for $200,000 in exchange for a commitment from Davis. So, anyway, it was nothing and all that. Anthony Davis Sr. basically said, we haven't asked anyone for anything, and no one's offered us anything. So, anyway, he signed his national letter of intent to go to Kentucky. And did quite well. Now, Anthony Davis is known for one feature, his unibrow. That's why they call him the unibrow, or the brow in the NBA. Anyway, Davis would commit to Kentucky. And a lot of people said that he would be one and done. He would play 1 year in NCAA and then just leave for the bright lights of the NBA. I mean, you can do that. Anyway, there was a possibility that Anthony Davis could even be the National Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, freshman, and number 1 pick in just one small spit and all that. Well, don't know much about that and all that. So, he was basically a National Player of the Year frontrunner by February. He would average a double-double against Thomas Robinson of Kansas. Kentucky was 16-0 in SEC play, winning the regular season championship. Davis would end the year with 14 points and 10 rebounds a game. And all that. Kentucky was shocked by Vanderbilt in the SEC championship game. But they were the number 1 overall seed in the 2012 basketball tournament, March Madness. And despite that loss to Vanderbilt, it didn't hurt Kentucky, as through their 6 games, Davis averaged 15 points, 11 rebounds per game, and 4.6 blocks per game, and helped Kentucky win its 8th NCAA title. He was named the College Basketball Player of the Year. Obviously, a lot of people said he did all that. He was Kentucky's first Naismith winner for National Player of the Year, and the first from the SEC since Pistol Pete Maravich in 1970. Weird how Kentucky didn't have a National Player of the Year in those times. So anyway, he was known for his powerful stuff against Louisville and Kansas in the NCAA Final Four. He was named the most outstanding player, obviously. So he did quite right. All that. So anyway, Davis would declare for the 2012 NBA draft. And the rest of the Kentucky starting 5 in the national title game, Michael Gilchrist, Jeff Teague, Jones, and Duron Lamb would also declare for the draft. Davis was given a designation of 6 foot 9 inches tall and 221 pounds at the draft combine. He had a long wingspan of 7 feet 5.5 inches. New Orleans had the number 1 pick, and no surprise, Anthony Davis went first overall. He became the 5th Chicago area number 1 pick, following Cassie Russell, LaRue Martin, Mark Geyer, and Derrick Rose. Davis was signed to a 3-year, $16 million contract, the highest offered by for a rookie. Davis would make his debut for the Hornets. Well, they were called the New Orleans Hornets at the time, against the San Antonio Spurs, scoring 21 points in a losing effort. However, he suffered a concussion the next game, which sidelined him for a pair of games. He had done quite well. Unfortunately, he would have a season-ending left knee MCL sprain and bone bruise. He was named second best rookie of the year by points, losing to Damian Lillard. He was known as a pick-and-roll threat on offense. So after that one season, the Hornets would be rebranded as the Pelicans, and the Hornets' name would go back to Charlotte. Regardless, he did what he could. All that. He got to the NBA All-Star game in his second season in 2013-14. Only because Kobe was hurt, so he was selected to replace Kobe. All that. But a series of injuries would hurt Anthony Davis and all that. He missed the last 4 games of the season. But he was the NBA leader in block shots per game, 2.82. And was named 3rd for the best NBA most improved player, behind Lance Stevenson and Goran Dragic. Regardless of that, 2015, he had one of the best season opening performances of all time. 26 points, 17 rebounds, 9 blocks. First time someone had 9 blocks in a season opener since 1974 with Nate Furman. So, anyhow, he did quite well with his player efficiency rating being high. It looked pretty good for him. The garden looked rosy for him. So, anyway, Davis would help New Orleans get to the 2015 playoffs. Unfortunately, though, as the 8th seed, they got swept by the number 1 seed Warriors. Despite that, Davis would put up 31.5 points a game and 11 rebounds and all that. Joining Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Karl Malone as the only players in the previous 20 years to average 30 points and 10 rebounds in the playoffs. He would be 5th in MVP voting. He would sign a 5-year, $145 million contract extension with the Pelicans because his 3-year deal had been done. So 2015-16, he would do all that. He put up 59 points for the Pelicans in a game against Detroit, which set the New Orleans record for the franchise record for points in one game. Unfortunately, he would have a left knee injury and also a torn labrum of the left shoulder. By March 20th, he was deactivated. So, anyhow, he put up a 50-point game against the Denver Nuggets to start the 2016-17 season, making him the first to hit 50 in a season opener since MJ in 1989. 2 days later, he put up 45 points against the Warriors. So, anyway, but despite all that, the Pelicans kept losing. They actually started 0-8. Anthony Davis was selected as a starter for the All-Star game, though. And playing on his team's home floor in New Orleans, he notched 52 points, which set the record for All-Star game. For an All-Star game, he was named MVP of the All-Star game, no question. So anyway, he put up 2,000 points in a season, the first time a Pelican had done that, and he was the center on the All-NBA first team. 2018, he helped the Pelicans make the playoffs. They faced Portland in the first round. And they swept the Trailblazers in 4 games, which was amazing. The Pelicans hadn't even won a postseason game for like 7 years, and now they had the sweep. They would face the Warriors in the second round. The Pelicans would win 1 game against Golden State, but that was all. He was named 3rd in MVP voting. By 2019, he requested a trade because he didn't feel like the Pelicans were going to be that good and all that. Davis had an injury, and that he said he would not sign a contract extension. He wanted to trade. So anyway, the trade deadline passed. No trade for Anthony Davis. And he would play the rest of the season. But New Orleans would allow him to be traded. So they did trade him at the 2019 offseason to the LA Lakers for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and 3 first-round picks, including the number 4 pick in the 2019 NBA draft, which was pretty impressive. Yeah, to go for that kind of gusto. But anyway, he made his Lakers debut October 22nd against the Clippers, putting up 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in a loss. In November, he made his return to New Orleans for the first time since the trade, putting up 41 points over the Pelicans. It was actually the NBA record for most points scored by a player in his first game against a former team. So Davis was named starter of the 2020 All-Star Game. Davis in January actually declined the Lakers' offer of a 4-year max extension contract, opting to enter free agency where he could get a 5-year deal. But of course, this was the season of COVID, and the Lakers season, it wasn't like canceled. They waited till August to play and all that. Anthony Davis was runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, and he hurt Denver's feelings in the conference finals by picking up a game-winning 3-pointer in Game 2. The Lakers beat Miami to win the franchise's 17th title, which ties them with the Celtics for number 1 all time. So Davis became the first player to win an NCAA title, an Olympic gold medal, a World Cup, and an NBA title. So he looked good. But injuries would plague him for a few seasons, more with the Lakers. So that would be hurtful. However, returning from injury and in a better state last season, 22-23, he looked pretty impressive for the Lakers. Unfortunately, the Lakers would lose the conference finals in a sweep to the eventual champion Nuggets. However, during the 2023 playoffs, he did swat 50 balls, becoming the 3rd Lakers player with 50 blocks in a single postseason, joining Shaq and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He has won the NBA Cup, the in-season tournament for the Lakers, and of course, he's currently playing. So, in his career from 2012 to 23 with the Pelicans for 7 seasons, Lakers for 4, he's played 660 games. Well, as of the 2023 season, 24 points per game, 10.4 rebounds per game, pretty good. All that in the playoffs, helping the Lakers in 2020 win the championship, getting to the conference finals in 2023. 55 career playoff games, 25.9 points per game, 11.4 rebounds, and only 1 season with Kentucky, but still, he still owns the freshman record for most blocks, 186, and most blocks in a national title game, 6. He still owns the SEC record for single-season block shots with his 186. He has the most stuff with Kentucky. NBA, he holds the record for free throws made in a quarter, 18. And All-Star game records for shots made with 26, including 10 in 1 quarter. He still owns a lot of New Orleans records, including clear points, rebounds, blocks, free throws, and player efficiency rating. He would play for the U.S. at the 2012 Olympics before he went to the NBA. So that was huge. And helped the U.S. win the 2014 World Championships over Serbia. So anyway, Anthony Davis had 2 tall parents and all that, 6'3" and 6'1" respectively. He would marry someone and have 3 children together. So he's part of Space Jam: A New Legacy, voices the Brawl. And Anthony Davis was just darn good. It helped that his unibrow helped him get magical powers. So there. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do